I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Mr. Dankert.
Mayor Steen.
Present.
Councilmember at Large Anderson.
Present.
Councilmember Fisher.
Present.
Enright.
Present.
King.
Present.
Austin.
Present.
Helly.
Present.
Hagan.
Present.
We have a quorum, Your Honor.
Item 1 is a motion for adoption of the agenda. We need a motion.
So moved.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Item 2 is a motion for approving the minutes from November 5th, 2018. Need a motion.
So moved.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Number 3, under recognitions and awards, introduction of new officers, Ryan McCormick. I hope you're not related to that other McCormick we got. Ryan McCormick and Joshua Bradley. And David, why don't you tell us a little bit about these guys?
We had 2 new officers start with our department today. Ryan McCormick, why don't you go ahead and stand up, and Josh Bradley. Both are local products. Ryan is from Austin. Josh is from over by Spring Valley. Ryan's parents are here, Jeff and Amy. Jeff is our night sergeant. We were discussing this morning that about 3 months old when I started working for Austin, so I've kind of known him and his parents his entire life. Josh was actually a young man that was coached and tracked by my wife over in the Grand Meadow area, and she speaks very highly of him. So we're thrilled to have both of these young men starting for us. They're going through a 2-week training process. Afterwards, they'll go about 2.5, 3 months on the road with a field training officer before we're hopefully going to be ready to go out on their own and experience law enforcement in Austin. They're both excited to be here, and we're excited to introduce them to you.
All right. I always like it when we get officers that are local and embedded in the community because they're already embedded in the community. So
Congratulations. Heard good things already, so congratulations. Heard good things already. Welcome.
Congratulations, Brennan.
real.
Congratulations, Joshua.
It's going to get real
It's gonna get real quick.
Okay.
It's all real now, man.
Number 4, we need a motion for the consent agenda.
So, second.
All right, are we all set here?
Yeah.
Okay. Need a motion for the consent agenda.
So moved.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Number 5, under bid openings and awards, is a resolution awarding a bid for the main pump house electrical improvements at the wastewater treatment plant. And Stephen?
Yeah, the existing electrical equipment that we're looking to replace is in excess of 40 years old, so it's due for replacement. Bids came in really good on this project. We had a low bidder of O'Connor Electric in the amount of $43,492. They were the low bidder on the project of 3 bidders. Our estimate on the project was $85,000. In total, we have, with this bid, if council chooses to award it to the low bidder, along with our engineering services contract that we've already awarded to SEH for inspection and design work, we'd have a total cost on this project of $64,392, which is well below our budget for this. So we would recommend awarding this bid to O'Connor Electric with funds coming out of our domestic fund for this project.
Council's comments? If not, we need a resolution for item 5.
So move the
Is
resolution.
there a second?
Second.
Mr. Dankert.
Councilmember Fisher.
Aye.
Enright.
Aye.
King.
Aye.
Austin.
Aye.
Helly.
Aye.
Hagan.
Aye.
Councilmember at Large Anderson.
Aye.
Resolution passes 7-0, Your Honor.
Thank you. Under number 6 is a resolution under petitions and requests accepting results of the 2018 general election. Ann?
Yes, in the city of Austin, our election went over rather well, we'd like to think. We have the new candidates, which will take office in January, and we had about 74% voter turnout. And we had a great day, and all of our election judges that worked did a great job, and they really like the new iPad system that the council authorized through that grant. So they all say thank you. So I would request you guys approve the election results.
And anybody that was around for the months before knows how much extra work you put in, so we appreciate that.
I think it would be helpful to, just because of the TV audience, to just read through the names.
Sure.
And
The-
the offices that they
Yep.
were elected to.
Council member at large, Jeff Austin was elected to that, so he will move from the first ward to the council member at large. In first ward, Rebecca Waller was elected. Second ward, Jason Baskin. Third ward, Joyce Pashusta. And then the 2 utility board members are Gene Sheehan and Steve Greenman.
You know, this is the best council I've ever worked with, but I think we've got some really good people coming in too, so that'll be exciting. Okay, so we need somebody to do a resolution on 6.
So moved resolution.
Is there a second?
Second.
Mr. Dankert.
Councilmember Fisher.
Aye.
Enright.
Aye.
King.
Aye.
Austin.
Aye.
Helly.
Aye.
Hagan.
Aye.
Councilmember at Large Anderson.
Aye.
Resolution passes 7-0, Your Honor.
Thank you. 7 is a resolution granting 2018 sale liquor licenses, club on-sale licenses, wine on-sale licenses, and brewery license. And Ms. Kalu?
Yes, and this is the start of our license renewals. The liquor licenses, specifically the off sales, the breweries, and the wine licenses have to go up to the state to be approved also. So we send these to you guys first to get approved, and then we'll send them on to the state. So I would request you approve these.
Council, comments, questions? If not, we need a resolution for 7.
So moved the
Is there
resolution.
a second?
Second?
Mr. Dankert.
Councilmember Fisher.
Aye.
Enright.
Aye.
King.
Aye.
Austin.
Aye.
Helly.
Abstain.
Hagan.
Aye.
Councilmember at Large Anderson.
Aye.
Resolution passes 6-0 with 1 abstaining, Your Honor.
Thank you. 8 is a resolution setting a public hearing for December 17th, 2018 for the adoption of the 5-year capital improvement plan. We just need a resolution on this.
So moved.
Is there a second?
Second.
Tom?
Councilmember Fisher.
Aye.
Enright.
Aye.
King.
Aye.
Austin.
Aye.
Helly.
Aye.
Hagan.
Aye.
Councilmember at Large Anderson.
Aye.
Resolution passes 7-0, Your Honor.
Thank you. 9 is a motion stating the city, Tom, why don't you explain that? That won't mean anything if I say it.
Annually, the city has to go through the property liability insurance renewal with the League of Minnesota Cities. And one of the forms they request us to, or any city that's involved to pass, is whether or not you want to waive or not waive the statutory tort limits that maximum, in essence, somebody could get if they were to sue you if something happened that was covered. The city has always recommended to council that they do not waive the statutory tort limits, because if you waive them, you are now saying the max somebody can get from you is a lot higher than that. So the League of Minnesota Cities, we would recommend council elect for the city of Austin to not waive the statutory tort limits.
Kind of a no-brainer. Need a motion?
So moved.
Is there a second?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Opposed? 10 is a resolution approving an ICM agreement with Minnesota Freezer Warehouse. Mr. Lang.
We periodically bring ICM agreements for your approval related to strong waste for commercial customers throughout the community. This one's a little bit different where, for instance, if you are a residential customer in the city, your summer sewer bill is based on your winter average. So a residential customer in the city is not charged for water that they use to water their lawn or wash their vehicle, because your sewer bill is based on your winter average. We don't offer that for commercial customers, but in this case, Minnesota Freezer Warehouse, they have a unique situation where during the summer, you can imagine the huge cooling system that they have there to operate that freezer warehouse. That cooling system, there's water that evaporates through that process. So currently their sewer bill in the summer is based on their water usage, but a lot of that water is lost to evaporation through their condensing process and their cooling system. So what we've developed here for them is a way to more accurately measure their sewer that is going down the drain by calculating installing some additional meters at their site. That would be their cost, and we will add and subtract a couple of these meters to determine how much water is being lost to evaporation, and then that would be that amount would be refunded to them at the end of the cooling season. So they'll be charged 100% of their sewer costs based on their water usage throughout the course of the year, but we'll make a calculation in the fall after their cooling system is shut down and refund them some dollars to recuperate some of the costs that actually where water did not go down the sanitary sewer. So we're kind of treating them like a residential customer and deducting the water that was actually not placed in the sanitary sewer. Seems like a fair thing from our standpoint to work with them on this. So we would recommend approval of this. I believe it's a 3-year ICM agreement. Well, it's through December 31st of 2021 with Minnesota Freezer Warehouse.
Thank you. Council, anything?
I just wanted to comment that I think this is an example of being business friendly and working with the business to find a solution that's fair. And so thank you for taking the time to do that. That's what we want to do in Austin.
Good work. Okay, if there's nothing else, we need a resolution for 10.
So moved.
Is there a second?
Second.
Mr. Dankert.
Councilmember Fisher.
Aye.
Enright.
Aye.
King.
Aye.
Austin.
Aye.
Helly.
Aye.
Hagan.
Aye.
Councilmember at Large Anderson.
Aye.
Resolution passes 7-0, Your Honor.
Thank you. 11 is a motion reappointing Mary Lindgren to the Austin Mower County Homeownership Board, term expiring December 31, 2021. Anybody has a question? Otherwise, we need a motion.
So moved. Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Thank you. And 11 is a resolution accepting a grant from the State of Minnesota Natural Resource, 12, I'm sorry. Accepting a grant from the State of Minnesota Natural Resources Department Division of Forestry. Mr. Clark.
Thank you, Mayor and members. Ms. Underwood went and solicited a grant for some different items you see listed there. Grant is from the DNR, amount of $5,630 with a local match of $703. Council action is requested to approve the grant.
Council, anything? Not, we need a resolution.
So moved. Second.
Mr. Dankert.
Councilmember Fisher.
Aye.
Enright.
Aye.
King.
Aye.
Austin.
Aye.
Helly.
Aye.
Hagan.
Aye.
Councilmember at Large Anderson.
Aye.
Resolution passes 7-0, Your Honor.
Thank you. 13 is a resolution setting a final assessment hearing for December 17th, 2018 at 5:30 for one property on 4th Drive Southwest Street Improvement Project. Mr. Lang.
Yes, this is just a standard process for assessing a property owner as part of a street reconstruction project.
Council, we need a resolution.
So moved the
Is
resolution.
there a second?
Second.
Mr. Dankert.
Councilmember Fisher.
Aye.
Enright.
Aye.
King.
Aye.
Austin.
Aye.
Helly.
Aye.
Hagan.
Aye.
Councilmember at Large Anderson.
Aye.
Resolution passes 7-0, Your Honor.
Thank you. 14 is a resolution accepting a fire donation from Firehouse Sub Safety Foundation. Chief?
Firehouse Subs Safety Foundation grant program is choosing to purchase a forcible entry simulator for the fire department through their grant program. I recommend approval of the forcible entry simulator donation.
Okay. Council, any questions, comments? If not, we need a resolution.
So moved.
Second.
Mr. Dankert.
Councilmember Fisher.
Aye.
Enright.
Aye.
King.
Aye.
Austin.
Aye.
Helly.
Aye.
Hagan.
Aye.
Councilmember at Large Anderson.
Aye.
Resolution passes 7-0, Your Honor.
Thank you. 15 is a resolution awarding a contract for library roof repairs to Kiker Brothers. Construction with funds coming from 2018 contingency. Julie.
Yes, thank you. The library is going on 22 years old, and the roof, the last year or two, we've noticed some leaking. When building facilities maintenance technician Brian Mason came on board, we had him go take a look, and we had a couple bids come through. The library board met and has voted to accept the local bid. It's the lower bid of the two. We know that there will be some more extensive work that needs to be done in the future, so we have that in the 5-year capital improvement plan. But we'd like to get this done before the snow gets too bad this year to try and ward off any more leaking. So the library is seeking approval from the city council to use contingency funds to pay for the roof repairs.
Is that a flat roof?
Yes.
Council.
Historically, Mayor would have brought this through the work session first, but because the time was so quick, we decided
That's
just to bring
fine.
it right
No,
in.
no, I don't, does anybody have any questions or comments?
So move the resolution.
Is there a second? Mr. Dankert.
Councilmember Fisher.
Aye.
Enright.
Aye.
King.
Aye.
Austin.
Aye.
Helly.
Aye.
Hagan.
Aye.
Councilmember Large Anderson.
Aye.
Resolution passes 7-0, Your Honor.
Thank you. 16 is a resolution declaring a structure at 1003 7th Avenue Northeast as hazardous. We need a resolution.
So moved.
Second. Mr. Dankert.
Councilmember Fisher. Enright.
Aye.
King.
Aye.
Austin.
Aye.
Helly.
Aye.
Hagan.
Aye.
Councilmember at Large Anderson.
Aye.
Resolution passes 7-0, Your Honor.
Thank you. 17 is two motions granting the Planning and Zoning Department the power to contract for the removal of junk and/or illegally stored vehicles at the following locations. A, 706 4th Avenue Northwest, Morales property. Need a motion?
So moved.
Is there a second?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Second is 110 4th Avenue Southwest, the Cotner property. Need a motion?
So moved.
Second. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Okay, we're now done basically with the meeting. We're to what we call citizens addressing the council. We have very few citizens here tonight. We're going to take, I don't know, Tom, would this be a good time to have the presentation we're going to do at the work session, or should we close the meeting first?
It's up to you guys. Mary Branco is going to present at the work session, but because of the picture stuff, we wanted to make sure we got her in time before she
Mary,
had
why
to
don't
go,
you-
so we
Is
can
it
have her.
okay with people if she does
Yeah.
it now, and then she can
Sure.
get on her way? Okay.
Yes.
Then we'll ask other citizens. Bill, if you maybe want to explain what you're doing, and you can do that also, a couple of minutes. And anybody else that wants to partake, that's what we're here for. Mary?
Good evening, City Council members. Thank you for having me.
Yeah, welcome.
There's a presentation in your packets that I'm sure you've already had an opportunity to go through, so I'm not going to go through that all here and now. It's pretty self-explanatory. But I wanted to start with a little background. Back in 2009, the Hormel Historic Home, a 501c3 organization, historical landmark, and social hub in Austin, established autism as a key focus of their educational outreach. They currently offer 3 summer camps for kids, 3 different respite opportunities per month, and regular educational events for parents and the community on autism. In 2017, the Autism Friendly Austin Initiative was formed, and the Hormel Home hired me as a community autism resource specialist to lead the continuing expansion of their autism outreach and programming. I'm happy to formally explain this new program to you so that not only can you be a part of it, but you can also be informed if others ask you about what we're doing. The Autism Friendly Austin project began as a way to encourage and support current autism service providers, retailers, and businesses to work collaboratively together to better serve and include the autism community. Autism is the fastest growing developmental disability globally, the least funded and the least understood. It's an invisible disability. There are approximately 150 students in Austin schools, that's from pre-K through age 21, and there are approximately 275 autistic adults living among us as well. We can be a better community by understanding the needs of these people who are our customers, employees, and neighbors. The vision of Autism Friendly Austin, it is a tongue twister. The vision of Autism Friendly Austin is to make our community autism friendly, sensory sensitive, and family welcoming. Our mission is to promote understanding of and provide supports for inclusion and acceptance for autism and special needs by engaging, training, and educating our entire community. This is a logical complement to the above-mentioned resources that are already in place for this large and growing population. Our team can guide businesses and service providers through the simple certification process, much of which is explained, part of the presentation is in what I sent to you. But we do tailor it for each individual business and location. It's an opportunity to successfully attract and serve more neurodiverse customers and employees with minimal time and financial investment. As of this September, 18 different businesses and organizations have completed the certification and are listed on our Autism Friendly directory on our website. The Washington Post visited Austin for 2 days this past July to observe and document our unique citywide efforts. It is one of the many things that make Austin a very special community. If you are interested in knowing more about Autism Friendly Austin, or in general, any supports, education, or autism advocacy, please go to the Hormel Historic Home website or call me there directly. And I know that there's 2 people in the room who have heard the presentation, have their locations Autism Friendly Austin certified, and can testify to what the program's about and the benefits of it too. I have a 17-year-old daughter with autism, and we've lived in Austin, my husband and I, for the last 30 years. And it's been a very rewarding experience to have her so well accepted and entrenched in our community, and I wanted for other people with autism and other families to experience things the way we have, and I wanted to contribute that to that in this new position of mine. So I don't know if you want to ask any questions or anything.
Well, I just want to say it's people like you that make a difference. And I think my sister got a hold of me when that article came out and sent me the article, and it was just the best article I think I've ever read about Austin. She lives in Chicago, and she said,
oh my, wow.
She's a nurse, and she said everybody was talking. I mean, it's some of the best PR we've ever had, and I had no idea that we went that far, so thank you for what you do.
I just heard that when it goes into a major newspaper like that, it gets picked up by a lot of local newspapers, so that's how it gets to Chicago and even Vancouver, I heard just recently, so it went international. Yeah.
Well, I think you need to hire a PR firm because nobody knows what, I mean, you're doing some wonderful stuff.
Holly right over there takes care of everything for me. I'd be nowhere without her.
Well, you're just getting started, but that was it's really great, and we're really fortunate to have you here, and thank you for what you do.
Thank you so much.
I know that it also inspired, more Austin-based organizations to seek out information on how to become certified. I'm directly involved with one of those, so that we hope to have you come soon and work with us. So,
great.
It is what a wonderful opportunity to be more inclusive.
Yeah, thank you so much.
Go ahead.
I would just comment, so the Austin Area Arts Center and the Paramount Theater are officially autism friendly. My staff and volunteers went through the training, and I think the most important why to take the time to do it is that your first instinct when you see a person who's having a difficult time is to approach them, talk to them, touch them, and all of those things can make it worse when you're dealing with somebody on the autism spectrum. So it just happens to be one of those things where a little bit of awareness of what to do and what not to do goes a very long way. You can't just use logic or common sense with this population and get good results. So it's well worth the time to invest and learn a little bit. We didn't have to buy any equipment. It really just was having people know what to look for and know how to respond.
Some of the places I've been to, dentists, hair salons, in the beginning I explained to them, you're already doing a lot of things that are very accommodating, but it's helpful to understand why. What makes people sensory sensitive, why is communication difficult, and how what you're already doing is beneficial to understand the why, and it takes some of the mystery out of it. So
I think for the majority of us, I don't have any clue, how to react or act or anything, and it's just, once they find out, then it's a lot easier if people feel more comfortable around it.
Right. And if you don't have any experience with someone with autism, chances are you will in the very near future. Or you already have experienced someone with autism and don't even realize it too. But the more you understand about it, the light goes on. I have this employee, Mary. It's quite fascinating. So
we're indebted to you. We appreciate. Thank you for.
Thank you very much.
Thank you, Mary. Thank you.
So now we'll citizens addressing the council. We have, after the council meeting, we're going to take some pictures. Bill is here. Bill, you want to explain just a little bit? We'll close the meeting afterward. Or maybe we can close the meeting first. Anybody else want to say anything? Any other citizens here want to say anything to the council? Let's start with Paul tonight. We'll do the council. Dave?
Christmas in the City on Friday night. There'll be a all-member art show opening in our gallery. There'll be refreshments and lots of fun things to do downtown. So
What time is that?
starts at 5.
It's fun. Maybe it'll be a little warm this year.
Yeah, maybe we could. It sure looks festive downtown.
Well, yeah, it's Christmas in the city is fun. If you have young kids, you really should go.
Matchbox Children's Theater is participating in Christmas in the City at the Austin Artwork Center. We'll be in the Clay Cavern, which is on the lower level, and you can get there by elevator if you have strollers and things, and that would be helpful. But we'll be doing pre-face painting as part of that, and we've been doing that for many years. So look forward to seeing a lot of people on Friday evening. I also just want to mention quickly that this past Thursday, there was a conference in Austin, a seminar called Southeast Minnesota Working Together, and it was a very well done event. And the focus of this particular one, because this is the second one, was transportation and child care. So those are two issues, particularly child care, that Austin has been working on and putting a lot of focus on how to resolve some shortage. So this brought together people from all over Southeast Minnesota, and I look forward to some of the results and of the people that participated. Thank you.
Hey, Janet, Jeffrey.
Nothing, Your Honor.
Nothing, Your Honor. Judy?
Nothing, Your Honor.
Greg?
No, but Holly and Julie have a couple items.
We'll start with Julie.
Yep, I just wanted to let everyone know that the library will be closing early on Wednesday for Thanksgiving at 2 o'clock, and we will be closed Thursday and Friday. However, we are open Saturday and Sunday from 1 to 5, Steve. We do have a thanks and giving tree, so if you get a chance, come on by and see what we've got there. We've got some fun things going on.
Thank you. Holly?
Last Thursday, we had a meeting with some of our landlords to explain how we will be implementing our new licensing and inspection ordinance. We had our staff members from planning and building, as well as Captain McKeegan and Tim Hansen from the fire department, to go over some of the things that the landlords can expect to be rolled out as of January. We had over 100 people in this room. Our next meeting will be December 13th at 5 p.m., same place, council chambers. I'm not sure if we'll get as big of a crowd next time, but I think it's been it was a unique situation to have that many landlords in one place together. I think it's good for them to have an opportunity to connect and maybe talk to each other a little bit,
Okay.
as well as interact with us and find out how we're going to implement the program as well.
Stephen?
Yes, sorry, I do have one thing additional. Just wanted to let council know that coming up a week from today, Monday the 26th, we're going to have a meeting with residents along Turtle Creek to talk to them about the upcoming flood control project and kind of the next steps related to easements, bidding the project, and then if all of that goes well, plan for construction in the summer of 2019. So that meeting's coming up next Monday, and notices have been sent out to all those residents to let them know.
What time? What time is it?
I believe it's at 5:30 here in the council chambers.
Thanks.
Okay. And the only thing I have is myself and Mr. Clark went to a conference Thursday and Friday, a coalition conference. It was good. It was always nice meeting people. We talked about a lot of the legislative changes, and I think that there's some things that favor our position. I think the new governor is going to be good for Austin. He wants a one Minnesota, and I don't think we have a one Minnesota right now, so we were excited about that. If nobody has anything else, we're going to close the meeting, then we're going to stay here, and we're going to have Bill take some pictures, and maybe you can explain as soon as we close just what this is for. So we need a motion to adjourn till Monday, December 3rd, 2018 at 5:30.
So moved.
All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? All right. Bill, what do you want us to do?
Well, just to compliment.
Now, Bill, he was